Okay, welcome back students. It's yet another beautiful day that God has granted us. And I'm here to bring you a lesson in history and government. And this is Form 2. And this marks our third lesson. And today I want us to introduce the new topic, with the third topic, a very simple topic that we want to understand. And this topic is all about the development of industry. Talk about how industry started, and you know history is all about ancients, how something started and how it originated up to the current situation. So we are going to talk about the industry in general and some of the earliest sources of energy that were used in supporting industry. So subtopic is all about early sources of energy, and I am Mr. Mboya as usual. And please, just a piece of advice, let's take our work serious. Please just be faithful to yourself, just take your work serious, do your work at home, and I hope all shall be well. Thank you. So let's look at the lesson objectives. At the end of this lesson, what are we supposed to expect, or what are we supposed to learn from this lesson? Very simple. At the end of this lesson, the learner should be able to define the term industry, knowing how to define that term industry. Then after that, the learner should be able also to what? The learner should be able to identify the early sources of energy. Then after that, the learner should be also able to give the example of metals and their uses in what? Africa. We will be able to look at some of the ancient metals that were used after the stone. Remember, the Stone Age period was the one that they started with, and that is where industrialization still started. Then there later, after that, the man renewed his skill, and therefore they introduced some of the tools that were used, and those were made of metals. So we'll be talking about that connected to the industry. Now let's look at the development of industries as a whole. First, we'll be able to define what industry is. You can look at industry simply refers to what? The skill of making other products from raw materials. Just the skill of making other products from what? Raw materials. Like you talk about basketry, that was industry started long time. That skill of making other products. You talk about pottery, making of pots, that was a skill. And these are the local industries we are going to start with. You talk about iron working. Those were the kind of industry where people can come up with tools made with a design that has been influenced by the man. Those were the industry that we are going to talk about here. So it involves extraction and the processing into finished products from raw material. Simply for an industry to take, or for the processing of a product to take place, and as far as industry is concerned, there must be raw material being used into finished good. So basically the term industry is all about the skill of what? Making other products from the what? Raw material. That is what industry is. If you ask an exam, that is what you're supposed to write. Or you can go ahead and maybe do some research through the historical book. You can also come with a good design definition, which will also be what? And as a student, I always encourage you to do what? Do research. Always good to read widely. Then after that, let's look at the early sources of energy. First, before we look at those early sources of energy, what is what? Energy first. Energy basically means the ability to what? To do what? Energy is the ability to do what? And in most cases, we'll be asked in exam to give the early sources of energy. Please, sometimes students make what? Mistake by giving the recent one, like electricity, giving the recent one, like steam. But whenever you're asked to give the earliest or the early sources of energy, please think about the 3D. So it's not 3D but 3. Think about the 3 what? W's. Talk about 3 W's. We have got wood, we have got wind, we have got water. So these are the early sources of energy that you have as far as history is concerned. Wherever you ask to give the early sources, these are the early sources of energy. Then let's look at wood. How was it entailed? And when we talk about wood, I will remind us of the fire. Fire which was invented by the Homo erectus in the Middle Stone Age. And that fire was used as in various functions. Look at the notes, or look at our subject here, you will see that the fire provided some of the following uses. And when we talk about that, we will start with providing heat to warm people during cold season, and also lighting, also to cook, roast beef, and also hunting, bushfire, to making, to harden the tips, and also means of communication and food preservation. All of these were the uses of fire at that. You see? So, fire was being obtained from the wood. It was wood that was used to come up with the fire, lighting a fire to the wood. So, charcoal made from wood was also a fuel, providing heat that was used for steaming water. Steaming water was a source of energy, because that steaming water, it provided power to the steam engines during the Industrial Revolution. Basically, that started in Britain, which is a country in Europe. So those are countries where industry started. Basically, they were using this steam. They heated water, and that water, the steam coming from the water, they used it to power the steam engines to provide industrial power. So that was all about wood. When you talk about wood as a source of industry, that was the criteria behind it. So this is a form of energy still. This form of energy is still being used today. Steam was used long time, but that's not the end. It's still being used even today. There are some of the machines that are using steam power. And Mark, you know that steam was very cheap, and even right now it's still cheap and easily available, because it's all about heating water and obtaining that steam and generating it to provide energy. Then after that, we will be able to look at the wind as the second early source of energy. Wind. When we talk about wind, we are going to look at the uses. Wind was having a diverse uses. And when we talk about wind, wind was used in several ways to provide energy. You can look at the windmill around us. You can look at the sea where we have the doors using the wind, and etc. But let's concentrate in the context here. What were the uses of wind as a source of energy? One, it was used to drive sailing ship during the trade between the East African coast and the Far East or the outside world. We talked about that in Form 1. We talked about the contact of East African coast and the outside world, or the Far East. In the sea, or the Indian Ocean Sea, the traders were using the dogs. The traders were using the sailing ship, and these ships were using wind to blow them to their destinations. So that energy was provided by wind. So that is one use of wind as a early source of energy. Driving the sea, driving the sailing ship. That was one. Then the next, windmills were used in China to grind grain and also process food. Windmill provided what? That energy to grind what? To grind food and also what? Process, grind grain and also process food. And that was introduced in China, which is a country in Asia. Then the next, the third use of the wind as a hard source of energy, that they were also used to pump water from the borders in Netherlands. They were used to pump water. They could use wind by connecting them with the windmill to pump water in Netherlands. That is another use. Then the next, windmills are also used to generate electricity. Windmills are also used to generate electricity. Then the next, windmills are mainly used in areas with fewer trees, like in Isiolo, Garissa, Wajir, Mandera. However, the use of wind as a source of energy is disadvantaged by it being regular or inconsistent in direction and strength. That is just one disadvantage of wind, though it was widely used in several uses that we have talked about. But advantage is that sometimes it was irregular, sometimes it was inconsistent, And basically good for only places which are not having numerous what? Trees, like those places that you have mentioned, Siolo, Wajir, Mandara, and etc. You see, so that was only one use. Then this is the end of this first video. I'll coming back to the next, which is water. Thank you.